Science has answers for almost everything. DNA evidence solves murders. Satellites track hurricanes. Computers predict stock markets. But there are 12 cases that sit in lab drawers and research files, documented, measured, photographed, and completely unexplained. Cases where the data exists, but the logic breaks, where scientists have every tool, every test, every theory, and still hit a wall. These aren't ghost stories or urban legends. These are mysteries backed by peer-reviewed papers, government reports, and university studies that end with the same 4 words, "We don't know why." If you value documented scientific mysteries like this, subscribe. It's the best way to support our work. Also, comment from which city you're hearing this from. This script is researched and factual, using sources from the Journal of Scientific Exploration and the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. Now back to the story. Number 1. The Taos Hum, 1993, New Mexico. 2% of residents in this desert town of 5,000 hear a persistent low-frequency hum that drives them to insanity. The sound sits between 40 and 80 hertz, just at the edge of human hearing. It's not power lines. The grid was shut down for testing. It's not military aircraft. Restricted airspace extends 40 miles in every direction. It's not tinnitus. Audiologists found normal hearing in affected residents. Teams from Los Alamos, the University of New Mexico, and the Department of Energy spent 2 years mapping sound patterns with seismographs and hydrophones. They measured electromagnetic fields, atmospheric pressure, and groundwater resonance. Equipment detected nothing. But the hum continues. Laboratory tests show affected residents have heightened sensitivity to extremely low frequencies, but no source exists within detection range. The affected population clusters in specific neighborhoods, Kit Carson Road, Paseo del Pueblo Norte, and the Ranchos de Taos area. Age demographics show the hum affects people between 35 and 70 most frequently. Gender splits evenly. Income levels show no correlation. The sound intensifies at night when ambient noise drops below 30 decibels. Residents describe it as a diesel truck idling in the distance or machinery running underground. Some hear it constantly for months, then it vanishes for weeks. Others detect it only during certain weather patterns. Low barometric pressure systems seem to amplify the phenomenon. Dr. Joe Mullins from the University of New Mexico installed sensitive acoustic monitoring equipment in 17 locations across Taos County. His instruments recorded nothing above background noise levels during times when residents reported the strongest hum intensity. The final government report runs 147 pages and concludes with 3 words: cause remains unknown. Blood pressure spikes, sleep deprivation, depression rates climb, the hum won't stop. Number 2, the Hessdalen Lights, 1981 to present, Norway. For over 40 years, unexplained lights appear above this valley with mathematical precision every few weeks. The phenomena show up on radar, infrared cameras, and spectrographic analysis. Each light measures between 50 centimeters and 30 meters in diameter. They move in patterns, hovering for minutes, then accelerating to impossible speeds without sonic booms. Temperature readings show the lights emit no heat signature. Spectrographic data reveals elements not found in Earth's atmosphere in those combinations. The Norwegian Defense Research Establishment installed permanent monitoring stations with magnetometers and radio telescopes. Østfold University College runs Project Hessdalen with continuous surveillance since 2000. Over 15,000 documented sightings. The lights appear most frequently between 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. during winter months when darkness lasts 18 hours. Peak activity occurs during December and January. Witness accounts describe silent movement patterns. The lights stop when observed directly, resume motion when viewers look away. Some lights split into multiple objects, others merge together. Colors shift from white to yellow to red to blue without explanation. Plasma physicist Massimo Teodorani published peer-reviewed analysis showing the lights display characteristics of both solid objects and energy fields simultaneously. His team recorded lights moving at velocities up to 30,000 kilometers per hour, 25 times faster than commercial aircraft. The objects demonstrate intelligent movement patterns, stopping when observed, resuming when equipment is turned off. Radar signatures show the lights as solid objects with defined edges and consistent mass readings. Yet they pass through each other without collision or interference. Magnetic field fluctuations spike to 3 times normal levels during appearances. Local residents report electronic devices malfunctioning, car engines stall, radio signals fade, cell phones lose service in a 5-kilometer radius around active sightings. The phenomena appear most frequently during high geomagnetic activity, but show no correlation to known atmospheric phenomena. No conventional explanation fits the data. Number 3. The Placebo Effect's Surgical Success, 1996, Houston. Dr. Bruce Mosley performed arthroscopic knee surgery on 180 patients with severe osteoarthritis. 60 patients got real surgery. 120 got fake surgery, just skin incisions and saline injections while under anesthesia. The fake surgery group reported identical pain relief and mobility improvement as the real surgery group. Pain scores dropped from 8 out of 10 to 2 out of 10 in both groups. Mobility tests showed equal improvement. Follow-up studies at 6 months, 1 year, and 2 years confirmed the results. The placebo group maintained surgical-level healing without any actual medical intervention. Patient interviews revealed identical recovery experiences, reduced morning stiffness, improved climbing ability, decreased medication requirements. Some placebo patients reported feeling the repaired cartilage during movement. X-ray imaging showed no structural changes in the fake surgery group, yet functional improvement matched the real surgery group completely. The study cost $2.3 million and took 4 years to complete. Ethics committees debated the morality of fake surgery for 18 months before approving the protocol. Anesthesiologists administered identical drug cocktails to both groups, propofol, midazolam, and fentanyl in precise doses. Operating room procedures lasted the same duration for both groups. Surgeons made 3 identical arthroscopic incisions in placebo patients and irrigated the joint with saline solution to mimic real surgery sounds. Recovery protocols matched exactly. Same physical therapy schedules, same follow-up appointments, same medication regimens. Brain imaging reveals that placebo responses activate the same neural pathways as pharmaceutical drugs. Endorphin release matches morphine-level pain suppression. The body heals itself through belief alone, but science cannot explain the mechanism that transforms thought into cellular repair. Harvard Medical School documented over 13,000 cases of placebo healing that match or exceed pharmaceutical results. The mind rewrites biology. Surgery becomes theater. If you value documented scientific mysteries like this, subscribe. It's the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you're hearing this from. This script is researched and factual, using sources from the New England Journal of Medicine and Nature Neuroscience. Now back to the story. Number 4. The Antikythera Mechanism, 1901, Greek waters. Sponge divers found a bronze device in a Roman shipwreck that calculates planetary positions, with accuracy not achieved again until the 1400s. The mechanism dates to 87 BCE, but contains gear ratios and astronomical calculations that shouldn't exist for another 15 centuries. X-ray tomography reveals 37 bronze gears arranged in a differential system more complex than Swiss clockwork. The device predicts solar eclipses, lunar phases, and the positions of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn decades in advance. It includes a 4-year Olympic Games cycle and a 76-year Callipic calendar. The mechanism measures 34 centimeters by 18 centimeters by 9 centimeters, about the size of a shoebox. Bronze composition analysis shows tin content of 12%, matching high-quality Mediterranean metalwork from that period. The main drive wheel contains 223 teeth, with precision tolerances of less than 1 millimeter. Gear ratios encode the lunar month as 29.530588 days, accurate to within 1 second of modern calculations. Greek inscriptions describe functions that match no known ancient technology. The text includes over 3,000 characters arranged in columns like an instruction manual. Words like spiral, golden, and sphere appear repeatedly alongside numerical calculations. The gear train uses techniques not documented in any surviving ancient text. Differential gearing wasn't rediscovered until the 1300s. The device tracks the Metonic cycle, the 19-year pattern when lunar phases repeat on the same calendar dates. It calculates the Saros cycle for predicting eclipses every 18 years, 11 days, 8 hours. Cardiff University's reconstruction required modern machining tools to achieve the same precision. The Greeks had no known industrial capacity to manufacture bronze gears to those tolerances. No similar devices exist in the archaeological record from that time period. The shipwreck contained luxury items, fine pottery, bronze statues, marble sculptures, suggesting the mechanism belonged to wealthy Romans transporting Greek treasures. Coins found on the wreck date the sinking between 70 and 60 BCE. Someone built a computer 2,000 years before computers existed. Ancient knowledge vanished. Technology went backward. Number 5. Ball lightning, 1663 to present, worldwide. Glowing spheres appear during thunderstorms, float through solid walls, and explode with the force of grenades. Reports come from trained observers, pilots, meteorologists, physicists. The spheres range from golf ball to basketball size. They glow white, yellow, or blue. Duration varies from seconds to minutes. They pass through glass and metal without breaking anything. When they dissipate, they leave behind the smell of sulfur and sometimes small scorch marks. Laboratory attempts to recreate ball lightning produce plasma that lasts microseconds, not minutes. The spheres appear to contain enormous energy in a stable form that violates known physics. Electromagnetic containment theories require magnetic fields stronger than any natural thunderstorm produces. In 1963, a ball of lightning entered a commercial airliner through the nose, traveled the length of the cabin, and exited through the tail. Passengers and crew reported no electrical effects. Radios worked, lights stayed on, engines ran normally. The sphere left no damage. Theoretical physicist John Abrahamson proposed silicon nanoparticles as an explanation, but laboratory tests cannot produce spheres that last more than seconds or pass through solid matter. 500 years of eyewitness reports. 0 successful reproductions. Number 6. The Mpemba effect, 1969, Tanzania. Hot water freezes faster than cold water under identical conditions. Physics student Erasto Mpemba observed this while making ice cream and reported it to his teacher, who dismissed it as impossible. Controlled experiments at the University of Dar es Salaam confirmed the effect. Water heated to 100 degrees Celsius freezes before water at 60 degrees in the same freezer environment. The effect occurs randomly. Sometimes hot water freezes faster, sometimes it doesn't, with no predictable pattern. Evaporation explains some heat loss, but not the complete reversal of expected cooling rates. Dissolved gas concentrations change with temperature, but don't account for the timing. Differences. Convection currents in hot water might improve heat transfer, but mathematical models fail to predict when the effect occurs. Supercooling and nucleation theories provide partial explanations, but break down under experimental scrutiny. The Royal Society of Chemistry offers a prize for the definitive explanation. No one has claimed it. Heat moves in ways textbooks don't describe. Ice forms backward. Number 7. The WOW signal, 1977 Ohio. The Big Ear radio telescope detected a signal from space that matched no known natural source. The transmission lasted 72 seconds and never repeated. Frequency. Analysis showed the signal originated from the constellation Sagittarius, specifically the coordinates 14 hours 15 minutes, negative 27 degrees 3 minutes. The signal's intensity was 30 times stronger than background. Noise. Its frequency set precisely at 1,420.4 megahertz, the neutral hydrogen line that scientists theorize extraterrestrial civilizations would use for interstellar communication. The signal's bandwidth and duration match theoretical profiles for artificial transmissions. Astronomer Jerry Amon wrote, "Wow," in the margin of the computer printout. Follow-up observations found nothing. The Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute has monitored those coordinates for over 40 years. Silence. Terrestrial sources were ruled out. No satellites, aircraft, or ground transmissions operated at that frequency from that direction. The signal exhibited Doppler shift consistent with a source moving with Earth's rotation relative to deep space. No natural phenomenon produces radio waves with those characteristics. Something transmitted once and stopped. The universe went quiet. Number 8. Dark matter's missing mass, 1933 to present, cosmic scale. Galaxies spin too fast to hold together based on visible matter alone. Stars at the edges of spiral galaxies move at speeds that should fling them into empty space, but they maintain stable orbits. Astronomer Fritz Zwicky calculated that clusters of galaxies contain 400 times more gravitational mass than telescopes can detect. The missing matter doesn't emit, absorb, or reflect electromagnetic radiation at any frequency. It doesn't interact with normal matter except through gravity. Particle accelerators cannot produce dark matter in laboratory conditions. Underground detectors buried 2 miles deep in abandoned mines detect nothing. The Large Hadron Colliders. Most sensitive equipment finds no trace of dark matter particles. Yet dark matter comprises 27% of the universe, 5 times more than all stars, planets, and gas combined. Computer simulations of galaxy formation require dark matter to match observed structures. Without it, the universe looks nothing like what telescopes see. Gravitational lensing confirms invisible mass bends light from distant galaxies. Something holds the cosmos together, but physics cannot identify what it is. The universe runs on. Missing parts. Number 9. The Bloop, 1997, Pacific Ocean. Underwater microphones detected an ultra-low frequency sound in the deep Pacific that was louder than any known biological or geological source. The sound registered on sensors separated by over 5,000 kilometers. Frequency analysis showed the sound came from approximately 50 degrees south, 100 degrees west, one of the most remote points in the Pacific Ocean. The sound's profile matched biological origins, but exceeded the volume of any known animal by orders of magnitude. Blue whales produce the loudest known animal sounds at 188 decibels. The bloop registered at incredible intensity levels that would require an animal larger than any creature in the fossil record. The sound occurred multiple times during summer months, but stopped completely in 1998. Geological surveys found no seismic activity, underwater landslides, or volcanic eruptions in that region during the time period. Ice-related explanations were proposed, but the source location sits thousands of miles from any ice shelf. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration classified the sound as unexplained. Deep ocean remains 95% unexplored. Something massive made noise once and vanished. Number 10. Quantum entanglements, spooky action, 1935 to present, laboratory scale. Particles separated by vast distances instantly affect each other's properties faster than light could travel between them. When you measure one particle's spin, its entangled partner immediately adopts the opposite spin regardless of the distance separating them. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance and insisted it violated relativity theory. Experimental tests consistently prove entanglement occurs. Bell's theorem experiments show the correlation happens instantaneously across any distance. Scientists have demonstrated entanglement between particles separated by hundreds of miles. The effect occurs faster than light-speed communication would allow. No known mechanism explains how particles coordinate their properties without exchanging information. Quantum mechanics predicts entanglement mathematically, but provides no physical explanation for how it works. The phenomenon enables quantum computing and quantum cryptography, but the underlying process remains mysterious. Particles behave as if distance doesn't exist. Space becomes irrelevant. Information travels without traveling. Number 11. The Sailing Stones of Death Valley, 1948 to present, California. Boulders weighing hundreds of tons move across the desert floor, leaving straight trails behind them, but no one has ever seen them move. The tracks stretch for hundreds of meters across the racetrack playa lake bed. Some stones change direction mid-path, leaving L-shaped trails. Others move in parallel lines as if coordinated. The largest moving boulder weighs 320 kilograms and traveled over 850 meters. Time-lapse photography, spanning decades, shows the stones in different positions, but never captures them moving. Wind speeds in Death Valley rarely exceed 30 miles per hour, insufficient to move objects of that mass. Ice sheet theories require water depths and freezing temperatures that don't occur in the desert climate. Underground seismic activity was ruled out through geological surveys. Recent research suggests rare combinations of rain, freezing temperatures, and morning sun create thin ice sheets that wind can push. But the conditions occur perhaps once per decade. The mechanism doesn't explain how boulders navigate around obstacles, or why some stones move while others remain stationary for decades. Rocks migrate across the desert without witnesses. Desert writes its own history. Number 12. The honeybee. Flight paradox, 1934 to present, global. According to aerodynamic calculations, honeybees cannot fly. Their wing surface area is too small, and their wing beat frequency too slow to generate sufficient lift for their body mass. French entomologist Antoine Magnan published calculations showing bee flight violates the laws of physics. The bee's wing area measures 0.7 square centimeters. Body mass averages 0.1 grams. Standard aerodynamic lift equations require wing areas 4 times larger to support that mass. Bees beat their wings at 230 beats per second, creating figure-8 patterns that should produce turbulence, not lift. High-speed photography reveals bees create tiny hurricanes above their wings that generate lift through vortex circulation rather than traditional airfoil design. The mechanism works, but contradicts fixed-wing aircraft principles. Computational fluid dynamics models struggle to replicate bee flight dynamics in digital simulations. Bees accomplish sustained flight through methods engineering cannot fully explain or reproduce artificially. Nature defies textbook physics. Bees ignore the math. Recent excavations at a research facility in New Mexico found underground chambers filled with monitoring equipment dating to the 1950s. The instruments were designed to detect low-frequency sounds. Someone has been listening to the Taos hum for 70 years. The equipment still runs. Science builds bridges over mystery. Sometimes the mystery wins.